Good news, everyone! So hello and welcome back to Seaside Garage. It's been a long struggle with the Panda. I actually almost lost my patience with it. I had a small moment where I just thought, I'm gonna sell it. I'm just gonna get this car out of my garage because it's driving me nuts. But I really love the car, so I just so much wanted to get it to work, and I have been trying everything. After taking the turbo off, it didn't run right. I was pretty sure that it was the ECU that was not the right one, so I got the correct one with the immobilizer disabled from Italy. And I waited and I waited and I waited, and then it arrived and I put it in, and it was exactly the same problem. It was running like so badly. It was hard to even get it to run. It was hard to keep it running, and it was completely impossible to drive it. It was just jumping around and you couldn't really accelerate, and it was smoking badly and everything was bad. And this engine is a very simple designed engine. There is not a lot of sensors. There is not a lot that the ECU can actually do. And I tried everything. I tried to take the known good ignition coils from the Cinquecento. All sensors from the Cinquecento has been on this Panda to test. The only thing I haven't tested is the O2 sensor, but I was pretty sure that it would not make these symptoms that I was having. So I ordered a cable that should be able to communicate with the ECU and give me some diagnostic things, because I am having an engine fail light, the little red one with an injector. So I know that something is wrong. So I bought the cable and I should be able to communicate it with it, but the cable should be connected to an OBD connector that could be connected to my computer. And for some reason I can't get it to work. I think it's my very cheap Wacom cable that I got. So I have actually ordered another one, and hopefully I will be able to communicate with that. But anyway, I was trying different stuff out, and I actually began to measure out the ECU with my DVOM. Actually a 5 volt wire was producing 12 volts, and I was a bit puzzled about that. And I'm really not an expert on electric stuff, so I was in the dark. But I tried different stuff out and I tested different sensors, and then suddenly I realized when I disconnected the temp sensor, the voltage dropped from 12 to 5, as it is supposed to be. And then I was pretty sure that I was having some sort of short circuit somewhere in the system. And I began to tug the wires a little bit and do different stuff. And then I found this. Let me show you. With the ignition on, I was testing different stuff. You can see that the relays over here are opened to test that they work. If I push this down, I will operate the fuel pump. I have isolated all the wires. I have taken the isolation off the wires that I have soldered together earlier to check if the connections was good enough and all that. And then suddenly, and I'm not sure that you are going to be able to hear this, but suddenly it made this sound. I don't know if you can hear it. I'm going to put the microphone closer. And I located the sound to the idle circuiting, to the idle actuator thingy sensor down here. And each and every time I tucked the wires back here, it made this sound. So I was pretty sure that I was having a wiring issue. And let me show you what I found. This is amazing. I took all the isolation off the wires all the way, and where it meets the firewall, it was completely taped in good looking tape, and there was no evidence on the outside that I was having a problem. But right here you can see it. This wire has snapped And when I took off the tape, it was very close to being together, and each and every time it touched, it was making the sound I showed you earlier. This wire is also damaged, and this wire is also damaged. I have no idea why this is, because it was very well protected, but this is just the way it is. If I take these wires and just put them back together like this, now they are connected. And then go inside the car. And turn the key. It starts, and there is no longer any warning light. And it's not idling perfectly, but I think the ECU is still learning, and it's a lot better. And it is as it is supposed to be now. I'm so happy. This has been so difficult to find, and so yeah, it's taken weeks to fix this, but now it's just a matter of putting everything back together, and the Panda should work. So the Panda actually seems to work now, and I can't explain to you how happy I am about this. I have had a lot of sleepless nights over this because I just could not understand what was going on. I had in the back of my mind a long time ago that it could be a wiring issue, but I was trying everything else before beginning to check that out, because this car's not that old. It's from 1990, 22 years old, which is not that old compared to all my other cars. So I was not expecting a wiring issue, and the wires are in good condition. I don't know why it's cracked, but it's not because of hard rubber or anything like that, or isolation material. So good call on you guys who actually mentioned that it could be the wires. That was the case. I really was not in the end, I was actually beginning to expect it, because I couldn't really understand what else it could be other than internal engine damage of some weird kind, which didn't make sense because it was running perfectly with the turbo, and I have only taken it off. So anyway, it is the wires. I don't know the guy who put the turbo on this car. The guy I bought it from the guy who put the turbo on. So I had not had the possibility to ask him, but I have a feeling that this issue could be the reason for the turbo build, actually, because I could imagine someone trying to fix that weird idling issue, and in the end just thinking, I'm gonna put another ECU on, and then why not put a turbo on it? Because this has seriously been a lot of hours to figure out what was wrong. But this is good news. And today I'm just going to fit everything back together. I'm going to fix the wires. I'm going to put isolation on them. I'm going to fit all the stuff, the undercarriage protection and all that off camera. And then I can begin to work on this car and all the fun stuff that I want to fix and service. But this is good news. And I just wanted to share with you guys, and thank you so much for all the tips. And a lot of you have really been trying to help me out on this one, and I appreciate it very much. So thank you. This is all for now. See you in the next one, and hopefully the Panda will be driving from now on. Bye.